Hi guys, welcome back to another helicopter flight here in Palawan in the Philippines. Today we have a medevac and it's 3 children from one family, and actually the parents are already down here in the town in the hospital with their 4-month-old. So the parents and the 4-month-old are here in the hospital already, and the other 3 kids are still up in the mountains, and I guess they're pretty sick. So this mission is a little different because I have never been there before. It sounds like they just cleared a spot for us just for this specific medevac. And so the idea is that we're going to be headed to Bong Bong, which is one of our jungle schools, and we'll pick up a guide there that can fly with us and kind of point us in the right direction. Okay, so I'm going to address what some of you guys may have already noticed, and that is the light that is on the annunciator panel. That's the cowl door light, and the aircraft just came out of some maintenance, and we are actually operating with the cowling off the aircraft. That way, if we need to make some adjustments, we can do that without having to take the cowling on and keep taking it off and putting it back on. And it also allows us to just visually inspect for leaks a lot more easily. So this is not something we do as standard practice. It's more of a maintenance procedure, and we're just running this flight with the cowling off. Looks like some communication wires got crossed, and there's no one here to help us find this village. So this might be interesting. What we're going to do is just take off, and we know that the village was a 2-hour hike from the school, and it was in the mountains above the school. So we'll just kind of fly a radius that we think would be roughly a 2-hour hike, and see if we can, find any huts and people possibly standing out waving at us or something like that. So we really don't know what we're looking for, but we're gonna give it a shot. So at this point we decided to stop at the landing site at Ginlong, another village, and see if we could ask if they knew anything about the medevac or if they knew where this other village might be. Okay, you can see her pointing off in the distance there, and they actually did know where the village was, and it's just beyond the ridge. If we had followed the mountain all the way back around, we would have flown right over it. So we were on the right track, but it was good to get some help. So the medevac case today is 3 kids, and they're all siblings. The youngest is pretty sick, and so it's a pretty urgent medevac. So if you guys look just to the left of the instrument panel there, you'll see that big tree, and that's the tree they were talking about. And so I flew right to that, and then if you can see, you'll see here in a minute, there's a clearing just past it, and it looks like we have some people down there, and they've made a little landing spot. So I'm just flying over it slowly, trying to get a good view for what we're dealing with. We'll approach with a slight tailwind, although the winds are pretty calm today. So I'll just make a left turn and line up for an approach and see how level of a spot we have to work with today. So here you guys can see a really good view of the ridge, and this is where they've cleared a spot for me to land. Even though it looks semi-level, it can be really deceiving up here in the mountains, and so anytime I go into a new place, I always just assume that there's going to be a good slope, and always just try to be prepared for that. So as I get closer here, I can see they have dug out a little spot. It's not quite big enough, and if I were to land on it, I'm afraid I would kind of fall off the side. So I'm looking into options to land a little bit below and beside where they cleared. So I initially set down here and it was feeling good, and then it kind of rocks back as I slowly lower that collective down right there. And turns out after I landed, I kind of got out and looked around, and there was a stump, and I think my left skid was about halfway supported by a stump, and then when I let the collective down, it rocked back off the stump. So that's a case in point for never assume that your landing area is going to be flat, and always just be prepared to keep it stable all the way to the ground. So I essentially just moved over a few feet, and I was clear of the stump, and now we're down safe and sound. I decided to lock the frictions down on the helicopter and go see if I could help Mae out at all with the kids. As I approached, she gave me a sign that didn't look good, and as I got closer, she said the baby had already passed away. I decided not to go any closer and just to see what I could do to help. I was trying to keep my head in a space where I could still focus on the mission and safety and not get too wrapped up in what was going on. So it was just really sad to see these kids weren't doing well at all. You could tell they were pretty dirty.
Oh wow, okay.
You know, these are the hard flights when you don't make it in time, but at least we were able to hopefully help these kids and get them taken care of. Right here, Mae and I were talking and we were distracted, and the kids actually ran ahead to the helicopter, which is pretty atypical. Usually these guys are pretty scared, having never seen anything like a helicopter before. But I think they realized that this was their way to get help. So Mae was pretty shook up. It's a lot to see, a lot to go through. So I was just trying to give her a hand and help out as much as I could. Well, again, still trying to keep my mind on the mission and not get too caught up in the medevac. That's something we have to be careful of as pilots. At the end of the day, we're just there to transport and our job is to keep everyone else safe. You know, guys, this is what keeps me going. This is why I'm here. You know, just seeing the care that our nurses have for the patients and their dedication to the work here, and just realizing that, you know, I have a part in making a difference in other people's lives is just very fulfilling. So I want to thank each of you for supporting the channel and helping us make a difference with the resources that we have here. Okay, everyone is loaded up and ready to go. The hospital is about 7 minutes away by helicopter. And to put that in perspective, if you were to hike this, it would take about 10 to 12 hours. So, you know, these kids in the condition that they're in, it would be a pretty rough journey, and we're just happy we can help out. All right, this is the local hospital. We'll drop the patients off here, and I believe Mae is also staying with the kids just to get them checked in and make sure they're taken care of. So it'll just be me solo back to the base. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching the video. This was a bittersweet medevac. We're sad that the baby ended up passing away, and our heart goes out to the family, especially the parents. But we're also thankful that we were able to help 2 of the kids get to the hospital and hopefully get the care and attention they need so they can be happy and healthy again. Take care, and we'll see you next time.